Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, my dear students. I hope all of you are doing great at your homes. Today is 7th of September 2021 and the day is Tuesday. Before starting our today's lesson, we are going to revise what we studied yesterday. आपको याद है कल हमने क्या पढ़ा था class 8th? Well, we studied about adjectives. Some adjectives that you might know, but you might not be using them properly, or you might be misspelling them or mispronouncing them. या शायद सुना भी हो, पता भी हो, मिसस्पेल ना भी किया हो, लेकिन उनका सही मतलब ना पता हो. How to use them in a sentence. So the words that we studied yesterday, I'm going to revise them today for you. Revise them with me so that we grasp the concept a bit more firmer. ठीक है? चलो जी. So the words were specific, explicit, exponential, exquisite, mischievous, delicate, coherent, and colloquial. Colloquial. What did the word specific mean? Specific. सबसे पहले तो you need to pronounce it correctly. You know that pronunciation matters a lot in spoken. Specific कर रहे होते हैं. बेटे ये specific नहीं है. It's specific. Specific. Specific means when you're talking about something particular. आप किसी खास चीज के बारे में बात कर रहे हो. I'm reminding you all of these are adjectives. All of these are adjectives. Adjectives are words which add to the quality of a noun. So this is the way we are going to use them in a sentence. आप इन्हें verbs की तरह use नहीं करने लग जाएंगे जुमलों में. ठीक है? Explicit. Explicit. What does the word explicit means? Explicit means when you state something very clearly. Most of the times this word is used with warnings or with instructions. जब आप किसी को साफ साफ हिदायत देते हैं कि ये काम इस तरह करना है, so you are giving explicit instructions. ठीक है? जैसे आप बच्चों को सड़क पार करना सिखा रहे हैं और आप कह रहे हैं कि you have to look towards your right and then towards your left, so you are giving explicit instructions. ठीक है? साफ साफ clear हिदायत. Third word is exponential. Exponential. What does the word exponential mean? This word is used for rapid growth in numbers. कोई कंपनी है, किसी चीज का प्रॉफिट है, किसी भी चीज की तादाद में इजाफा हो रहा है और बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है. So we say we have seen an exponential increase in the price of certain things. ठीक है? The next word is exquisite. Exquisite. Exquisite is used for something which is beautiful, splendid and delicate. कोई चीज जो नाजुक है, बहुत खूबसूरत है, बहुत हसीन है, तो आप उसके लिए exquisite का word use करोगे. It is particularly and most of the times used for ornaments, used for jewels, used for crystals. ठीक है? Exquisite का word ज्यादातर हम उस तरह की चीजों के लिए use करते हैं. The next word is mischievous. Mind this word. This word is pronounced wrong so many times. Mischievous. 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 Mischievous means when a child is being naughty. But this word is not used in a negative sense. आप इसको बुरे तरीके से नहीं यूज करोगे. जब बच्चे शरारतें करते हैं, वो जो अच्छी शरारतें होते हैं बच्चों की, कोई बुरी शरारत नहीं, कोई बुरी हरकत के लिए you are not going to use the word mischievous. ठीक है? It is not used with the negative connotation. The next word is delicate. Delicate. And not as delicate. Please, ठीक है? 8 वाला मुझे पता है. The last 3 words are 8, the last 3 syllables, but you are going to skip the E and pronounce it as delicate. Delicate is used when something is really fragile, कोई चीज जो बहुत नाजुक हो. Something, it is also used for flavors, it is also used for smells, कोई चीज जो mild हो और बहुत strong ना हो. ठीक है? A delicate fragrance, a delicate piece of a delicate piece of decoration. कुछ conditions के लिए भी we use this word. कभी कभी सूरत हाल बहुत नाजुक हो जाती है, मामला बहुत नाजुक हो जाता है, तो हम उसके लिए भी कहते हैं the condition, the situation is very delicate, it's very sensitive, we need to handle it sensibly, we need to handle it diplomatically. ठीक है? So delicate means that. Coherent. Coherent. दिस वर्ड इज रिलेटेड टू लैंग्वेज. आप जब कोई बात बड़े साफ अंदाज में करते हो, बड़े खूबसूरती से करते हो, तो आपने वो बात यू हैव सेड इट इन अ कोहेरेंट वे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, किसी की स्पीच है, किसी ने कोई पोइट्री रिसाइट करनी थी और उसने बड़े साफ और वाज़ेह अंदाज में पढ़ी है, सो यू वुड बी सेइंग दैट दैट पर्सन हैज रिसाइटेड द पोएम इन अ कोहेरेंट मैनर. The minister delivered this speech in a coherent way. He gave a coherent explanation for the tax inquiries in the class. The minister, in a very coherent way, explained about the tax increase, about the inflation prices in the parliament. ठीक है? Colloquial. This word is again related to language. It means when you use informal expressions in your speech. Sometimes a language has a lot of informal expressions in it. So, for example, I would say, my words are simple and quite colloquial. मतलब मेरी जबान या मेरे अल्फाज सादा हैं और वही हैं जो आम तौर पर इस्तेमाल किए जाते हैं. नॉट वेरी फॉर्मल एक्सप्रेशंस. ठीक है, कोई आप किसी से कभी बात करें तो आपको महसूस होता है कुछ लोग बड़े फॉर्मल अंदाज में पूरी मुनासिब बात करते हैं, बट कुछ लोग बहुत ऐसी वर्ड्स यूज करते हैं विच आर नॉट वेरी फॉर्मल, स्लैंग्स जैसे हम कहते हैं, इन अ नॉन फॉर्मल मैनर. सो कोलोक्वियल रिप्रेजेंट्स दैट. ठीक है, सो दिस वाज ऑल फ्रॉम यस्टरडे. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू टुडेज टॉपिक. So, what are we going to study today? Today our lesson is about creative writing. You are going to write paragraph on the beautiful topic written in front of you, which is book reading, a path to knowledge. Book reading is something that needs no introduction, that has a lot of value to it. You know, if you are an avid book reader, you are a person you have raised the bar of knowledge for yourself. इस तरह होता है बेटे कि आपके पास जैसे इल्म का एक खजाना खुल जाता है. So we are going to discuss the pros, the benefits. वैसे तो there are no cons of book reading. This is one thing I say, that it has no cons. It has just the positive aspects. You have so much to get from it. It's just like a treasure which never gets emptied. ठीक है? So we are going to discuss some of the positive aspects which I can highlight, which I can shed light upon, and you are going to use those in writing. ठीक है? And in creating a paragraph of book reading. You're going to write a paragraph of 150 to 200 words. Be as precise as you should be. You can add quotations to it. You would find a plethora of quotations. You know, if you would just start searching, you would find a minimum of 5 to 10 easy quotations in front of you. So please add quotations into it. Make your paragraph very interesting. ठीक है? ऐसे नहीं बस. You're not just going to do it as a homework. Do it as an assignment, as keenly as you can. चलो, let's begin. What is the first thing that you get from reading a book? When you become an informative person, you have so much to share. इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन होती है आपके पास जितनी शायद बाकी लोगों को सर्च करके हासिल करनी पड़े. इतनी ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन कि उन्हें लोगों से पूछना पड़े. आप सिर्फ किताबें पढ़ के एक इंफॉर्मेटिव इंसान बन जाते हैं. सेकेंडली, आपकी वोकैबुलरी बेटे, इट रियली एड्स ऑन टू योर वोकैबुलरी. योर वोकैबुलरी बिल्ड्स अ लॉट. चाहे आप इंग्लिश की किताब पढ़ें, अंग्रेजी की पढ़ें या उर्दू की. As I'm your English teacher, of course I would encourage you to go for English readers. But book reading is one thing which is not limited to a language, to a particular language. I cannot say कि आप बस अंग्रेजी की किताबें पढ़ें. किताबें उर्दू की पढ़ें, अंग्रेजी की पढ़ें. Read them so that you learn. And you will not just learn, you will learn new words. So many new words in a page, in a novel. आप सब नहीं भी सीख पाएंगे ना बेटे. Even if you learn 50% to it, you cannot imagine how much words you have added to your vocabulary. So book reading, it adds on to our vocabulary. We learn new words. We understand the way a word is used in different manners. You know, कभी-कभी आप लफ्ज सीखते हैं, आप वही वर्ड एक बुक में पढ़ते हैं, वही वर्ड दूसरी जगह पढ़ते हैं, और हमें ये पता होता है कि एक लफ्ज in English, you know, a word has variety of uses. It can be used as an adjective, it can be used as a noun, it can be used as a verb, and every way it has different meanings. Homonyms होते हैं, homophones होते हैं. बहुत सारे लफ्जों को अलग अलग तरीके से इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. सो वोकैबुलरी बिल्डिंग में इट इज नॉट कि यू हैव लर्नड अ सिंगल वर्ड. if you keep on reading books, your vocabulary keeps on building. You understand how a particular word is used in which situation. आप थोड़ा खुश हैं, so you're glad, you're happy. अगर आपकी खुशी बहुत ज्यादा है, you're ecstatic. And these words, ये लाजमी नहीं आपको सिर्फ किताबों से मिले, आपकी अपनी टेक्स्ट बुक से. You get these words from the different sorts of book you read. ठीक है? So the first thing, the book reading does, it makes you an informative person. Second thing, it builds your vocabulary. It's a vocabulary builder. And if I talk about informative person, I would not say कि आप fiction पढ़ रहे हैं तो आप में information नहीं आएगी. बेटे information ना भी आए ना, अगर if you're reading fiction only, so it is going to widen your imagination. It's going to, your imagination horizon, it's going to be really widened. आप बहुत ज्यादा तरीके से imagine कर सकोगे. अभी मैंने एक किताब पढ़ी हो, जैसे किताब ना पढ़ी और कोई मुझे कहे कि एक महल के बारे में सोचो और उस महल के 3-4 दरवाजे हों, तो मेरी इमेजिनेशन शायद उतनी स्ट्रांग नहीं होगी. मेरे दिमाग में शायद एक ही ग्रे कलर का किला आएगा जिसमें 3-4 दरवाजे होंगे. But if I keep on reading books and if I keep on reading about castles and I keep on reading about different structures a building can take, the different sorts of stairs, जब आप बुक रीडिंग कर रहे होते हो ना, हमने इंग्लिश में पोएम्स में हमने पढ़ा था कि इमेजरी होती है. इमेजरी क्या होता है? जो राइटर्स होते हैं, जो पोएट्स होते हैं, they build on the imagination of the reader by giving details about that particular thing. वो अगर एक महल के बारे में बता रहे हैं तो उसकी सारी तफसीलात बताएंगे. And this really widens the horizon of your imagination. You really are able to imagine things in different perspectives. So what I would add on this, that it really widens your imagination. It takes your imagination to another level. It won't be wrong if I say कि आप अलग तरीके से imagine करना शुरू हो जाते हो. Number 4. It is one of the best hobby a person can have. Bestest, I would say. One of it, although it isn't the perfect superlative degree, but it is the best thing you can do to yourself. It is the best pastime you can have. Book reading, आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा. When I'm traveling or whenever I'm going somewhere else, if I have a book in my hand, I would not even get to know where the time has passed or how the time has passed. You just dive into another world. You live into the world that the writer is providing you. आप अपनी दुनिया में ही नहीं रहते हैं. आपको ऐसे पता है, किसी को पिंच करना पड़ता है कि हेलो, आप गुम हो जाते हो. आपके कानों में हेडफोन्स नहीं लगे होते, but you are into another world. So you are traveling place to place where the writer is taking you, and you do all of this just by reading a book. You are not taking a ticket, you are not getting yourself a visa for a particular place, but yet you are able to grasp everything the writer is offering you. Just by sitting at your seat, even at your bed before night, if you're reading the book before going to bed, but you have learned a lot. Okay? So I would say it is the best hobby a person can have. So much to write on, so much to say about book reading. What next? It makes you an informative person, it builds your vocabulary, it widens your imagination, it is the best pastime, the best hobby you can ever have. And I would also say, there is not like just one particular sort of book that you can read. सिर्फ fiction नहीं होता, सिर्फ non-fiction नहीं होता. There is a lot more to it. General knowledge बहुत होता है, science बहुत होता है, history होता है, architecture होता है, politics होता है. And there is no end to it. You would not find a person who would say, I have read all the books in the world. No, there is so much more that you can. It's like a treasure which never ends. ऐसे जैसे खजाना जो कभी खाली ही ना हो. You read on one book, then another, and the list goes on. कभी आप किसी से पूछे ना अच्छी किताबें कितनी पढ़ी होंगी, या कोई बंदा जो avid book reader or someone who reads a lot of books, you would see that person has so many books that he has read and so many more that are still on his list. तो बुक रीडिंग आप एक दफा शुरू करते हैं ना, it is one then another and the process goes on. It's like you're climbing the stairs of a place which has no end. आप बस सीढ़ियां चढ़ते जा रहे हो. The more you're reading, the more you're gaining. There is no loss in this process, I tell you. There is no loss. हाँ, ये जरूर हो सकता है that your peers feel that you are no longer with them. आप अपनी imaginations में थोड़े ज्यादा हैं. But I believe even that is better. to stay protected. आप अपनी दुनिया में रहें, आप information में रहें, आप इतनी information लें that you become an inspiration for others. So what's next? Books can make, or they can only make your personality. I would not say that they would destroy it. They make your personality, because books are a good source. बेटे जब आप किताबें पढ़ते हैं ना, you learn so much aspects of a good person that somehow you start adapting them. आप जब किताबें पढ़ते हैं उसमें बहुत सारे लोगों के, चाहे फिक्शन हो, चाहे नॉन फिक्शन हो, बायोग्राफीज हो, एनीथिंग, किसी बंदे का अपना पर्सनल अकाउंट हो, कोई किसी के बारे में बता रहा हो, आप लोगों की अच्छी हैबिट्स और बुरी हैबिट्स के बारे में जब तस्करे सुनते हैं, when you get to know about how people take those things, you start adapting those things. And if you have one of those habits that is not appreciated, you start to act, diminishing that habit. You start to get that habit out of yourself. This is how a personality is built. I remember I once read 0 Point by Javed Chaudhary. He's a journalist, and in that particular book of his, 0 Point, he has 2-3 editions of that book, as far as I remember. And in that book, he gives his point of view about certain people, about politicians most of the times. But it is कि जब आप वो पढ़ते हो ना बेटे, you get to know that this point is good, that is appreciated by everyone, and this is something which should be neglected or which should be taken out of oneself. So that is how books make your personality. They play a great role in personality building. ठीक है? The next is independence. Yes, they make you independent. You are not dependent on any other person. You are not looking for a shoulder to cry on when you have your books with you. You don't need someone to spend time with you when you have a good book with you. आप ढूंढ रहे होते कोई वक्त मुझे फारिग मिले और मैं अपनी किताब खत्म करूं. And those avid book readers who are in the habit of book reading, who have instilled the habit of book reading in them, you can see it in them. आपके घर में कोई है, आपके चाचा, चाची, अम्मी, अब्बू, कोई भी, आपका बहन भाई जो बुक एडिक्ट है, बुक रीडर है, आप जरा उसको देखना, वो जैसे ही उसको कोई फारिग टाइम मिलता है ना, whenever he gets any spare time, what would he or she want to do? He or she would just want to read the next page, probably end the book as soon as possible, because a human being is a curious creation ना. इंसान बड़ा तजस्सुस से भरा हुआ है बेटे. वो इंतजार नहीं कर सकता कि वो जितनी इंफॉर्मेशन उसके सामने है ना, उसको जल्दी से अपने अंदर समेट ले. He just wants to absorb all that is provided there in the book. So when you have a book, you don't need a second person to look up to. ठीक है? You would just want to finish that piece of book so that you can just easily get to know what is the end. Most of the times novels में ऐसा होता है कि आप ending का इंतजार नहीं कर पाते. लेकिन अगर वो नॉन फिक्शन है, अगर वो जनरल नॉलेज पे भी बेस्ड है ना, तो आप आगे से आगे पढ़ना चाहते हैं. यू वॉन्ट टू नो मोर. इट इज बिकॉज दिस इज अ नेचुरल इंस्टिंक्ट इन अस. क्यूरियस है ना हम सारे. आपने देखे हम अगले से अगली चीज जानना चाहते हैं. इतना कुछ मिल गया, बट स्टिल साइंटिस्ट्स आर नॉट एट रेस्ट. अब वो स्पेस में जाना चाहते हैं. दे वांट टू गो टू मार्स. दे वांट टू मेक अ एयरलाइन दैट गोज टू मार्स. इट इज बिकॉज ह्यूमन बीइंग इज अ क्यूरियस क्रिएशन. ठीक है? सो बुक्स मेक यू एन इंडिपेंडेंट पर्सन. दे प्ले अ ग्रेट रोल, एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल, a fundamental role in building your personality. And one great thing about books is that you dive into another world when you're reading them. Ji bilkul. If you do not like the world you're living in, if you're not happy, not quite pleased with the surroundings you have, take a book, read it, and trust me, you would be into another world. You would be in your imaginations, of course, but yes, you would be in a very different world, in a world where you are happy, where you're pleased, where you want to observe, in a world where all your senses are there. They are not affected by any human being, and you are just there to absorb knowledge. You are just there to enjoy the pleasure of reading books. So books take you into another world without any visa or ticket. Sasti deal hai. We should not miss it. The next, best friend. Yes, you do not need a best friend when you have a book. Yesterday, best friend. Books are your best friend. हाँ, कोई एक किताब आपकी best friend नहीं होती, but yes, there are certain books, there are certain series which are someone's favorites, and you just never want to let them go. I remember one of my students, she's still listening. She's an avid book reader, mashallah. I want to appreciate her. Myra Irshad. She is a person who loves books, and she read a series of Harry Potter, and I can't tell you, she can't get out of it. She's so obsessed with it. She really likes the world of that imagination, and I tell you, it has boosted her imagination and her creativity into another level. Books boost your creativity and imagination. आप जहां तक सोच सकते हो ना, उसकी हदूद को books वसी कर देती हैं. Books increase the level till where you can imagine. So yes, books are your best friend. You really don't need anyone else to spend time with you, because you know where to spend time and whom to spend time with. The next point, stress reliever. When you read books, I believe in my case, it is quite true. When I'm reading a book, I'm not into any stress. I'm just into that book. आपका stress relief करते हैं. If I'm worried, if I'm having not a good day, I would probably take a book and I would read it. And you know, all of a sudden, all those worries that I had in my mind would just vanish somewhere. I would not even remember that I had a worry or stress, because the power of books is so strong. The aura that a book has is that you just get into that book. You dive into it. Somewhere I feel that I submerge in that book. And this is what happens with everyone who has instilled in himself or herself the habit of book reading. ठीक है? चलो, these were the points that you're going to write on the passage, or a paragraph that you're going to write. Try to write at least a paragraph of minimum of 150 to 200 words. Book reading, a pathway to knowledge or a path to knowledge. Try to add all these points, and of course add as many points as you can. Your creativity is up to you. I have given you a guideline, and of course I am expecting much more into it. Add as much quotations as you can. आप quotations इसमें add करो, make it a wonderful passage, make it a wonderful piece of creative writing that you can give me, and make it beautiful. Don't give unnecessary details. बहुत ज़्यादा एक ही बात बार-बार repeat मत करें. But yes, try to stay precise and write it as perfectly as you can. ठीक है बेटे?